Ndio nafanya kazi rahisi sana Wash Alliance. Just kazi ya oversight. Je, nafanya kazi yote kwa field, mimi nakuja tu hapa kupiga makofi. Na ile Tobias Mfuko ni Wash Alliance CEO. Thank you. Na kwetu ni hapa Rwanda. Kwa hivyo wale watu hapa na wao wengine. Ana villager kama hii mtu alikuwa hapa asubuhi hivi anasema ni villager kama mimi.
So, huyo ndiye ambaye ana create enabling environment, kusign checks, kupatiana ruhusa ama kunyimana ruhusa, na once in a while anatuweka back in line. I want to introduce also our communications lead, anaitwa Benedict Omondi. He's the one who supports us with documentation and communication. So, kuna wale ambao hawakuweza kuja, wako our head office. We have our programs coordinator, anaitwa Aida. I think those who work with us and I've seen her. I think that's the only person who is not here. Now, our admin manager, Hafsa, so wametuma mama ya Vihiga for the reason that tulipoanzisha Vihiga Youth last year 2024, tulianza from a very humble beginning na tumesonga nao. Tumefanya, we compiled the team. Ilianzisha ikiwa team kidogo, naona wamegrow, na tukawafanyia training kadhaa ambazo zilikuwa za kuwatia motisha, na pia tuwaonyeshe jinsi ya kufanya kazi na county government. Na I am very excited today kwa sababu ukizaa mtoto umlee, aanze kucrawl, aanze kutembea, ajue kutembea, na usikia anafanya mambo mazuri, si ni furaha kwa mama. So I am very excited that we are here courtesy of the Vihiga Wash Parliament, and we hope, we don't hope, we are sure that they will go places, and Wash Alliance is very happy to be associated with the Parliament. We have other parliaments in the other counties. Kakamega has a Wash Parliament, Bungoma has one, and Trans Nzoia. The reason we have those 4 Wash Parliaments is because Wash Alliance works in this region in the 4 counties, and our main business is to be able to support the counties led by the Ministry of Health and the departments of water, education, climate resilience, gender, and the other departments, for us to be able to support mambo ya choo. Wakati hatujiiti Wash Alliance, kwa kizungu tunajiita watu wa choo, kwa sababu kazi yetu muhimu sana ni kuhakikisha kwamba kila mtu anatumia choo na kunawa mikono ukishatoka kwenye choo. Na tunakumbuka wakati wa corona magonjwa yalienda chini by that simple practice of washing hands. So we emphasize that people wash hands using soap, and also for everybody to use a toilet. Tulisonga from bora choo to choo bora. So we want to be able to support the county governments, and we are happy that Vihiga County has worked with us. They have supported us kwa hali na mali. When we call them to our meetings, when we ask for any support, they are ready to support us, and this has made our journey easier. Now we are coming to our 6th year, and we hope that even as we move to year 7, the partnership will continue. So congratulations, Vihiga Wash Youth Parliament, and let's continue supporting each other and working together. This is the time for the youth to take their positions. Tusiambiwe kwamba youth ni viongozi wa kesho, kesho ni sasa. So you take your position, be involved in everything that happens, from the planning, implementation, monitoring, evaluation, and decision making. So I want to reiterate our commitment towards supporting the Parliament And I wish you all the best even as we continue. Na mniruhusu tu kidogo kwa sababu tukitoka hapa sintarudi mahali. Sitaki kwenda kuambiwa kwamba siku behave vizuri. So I want to allow my boss, my CEO to say something.
Nauliza kama say something means what? You know, our sister here, the Daktari said, when you say something, say really something. And I will see our space say something in the speech. So do I preempt? Nikaambiwa hapana, just say something. I won't say something, just something for encouragement. My name is Dr. Tobias Mfoko. I've seen that now, and the program we are having, most important things you are having nice about it, recognizing that youth play an important role in development. Na inaanzia hapa kwetu. Youth normally are misused a lot because for many reasons. But also youth can be harnessed and can play a crucial role in development. Na mkubwa ya youth yako hapa anajua hiyo. Mimi nasema yale ambayo angesema, but I'm talking my own experience. That when you go out there, there's always a desk for youth. In the African Union, we have now Vision 2063 on water, and youth is a big component of that. And earlier when I was talking it again to the governor in the office, I said, we normally have a youth desk wherever we go for any meetings. And in Kenya now, we have youth parliaments almost in all counties. We supported. And the last time we had a youth member, parliament member from Kisumu, who went with us for the African Union meeting in Zambia, discuss about WASH. And so I want to encourage you that youth, you have a future of now, not tomorrow. Ile mambo tulikuwa nasema kwamba ni viongozi wa kesho, ile ilikwisha. Nasema ni viongozi wa saa hii, sasa hivi. So mseme tunangojea mpaka lini? Ours now, those of us who are here and who are not partisan, wale ambao hatutaki kupiga siasa, kazi yetu kusaidia youth. Kazi yetu ni kusema kwamba mkiweza kujiinua, tutawainua. Tutasaidia kuwainua. And kuwainua, maybe not even just giving you money. Is giving you opportunities. Kuona kwamba kuna kitu fulani nafanyika pale fulani. Why don't you join in? And I know I read a lot of LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn and I'm very avid reader of LinkedIn because social media is a good thing, but sometimes it depends on what you're looking at. So I have left you with Facebook, Instagram, na hiyo ingine yote nimewachia. Mimi nafanyanga LinkedIn because it's a more serious thing kwa mzee kama mimi. Now in there, I see many opportunities for youth, for training, for research, for everything. I want to encourage you that as you do youth parliament, be focused in terms of where you want to look for what you want to look. Conduct people who can support what you are doing. And opportunities are there, for sure. We have a lot of opportunities for the youth. So I am very happy to be part of this initiative from you, because since I took from youth parliament, what we came in was just support. That's the goodness about that. And rightly, Jen said it. We don't support. We come here and see what do you have a structure on the ground. What do you want? Because if we form a youth parliament, then itakuwa yetu. Lakini nyinyi wenyewe mkiona kama mko na mahitaji and you form it, then our world is just come and support you. And that's what we are doing. So I want to give a commitment, as long as you're working here, and as long as we are getting some funding, we shall still support youth in many ways. Kama pahali ambao tunaweza kupatia pesa, we'll give you ideas, show you the way where you can get funding, and also link you up with also other youth groups that are there across the country, but also internationally. So thank you very much for that for now.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Mmeona sasa kazi ya mama na kazi ya baba. Mama ako kwa ground, baba ako wapi? Ako majuu ana sign checks. Ana sign checks aki make sure watoto wako sawa, si ndio? But with all that we say, thank you. Si ndio? Because without one, tungelema mahali pamoja, si ndio? We really appreciate WASH Alliance Kenya for standing with us and helping us come this far. So with us, we have a new guest, 2 new guests, and I think tumalizane now because we have a panel discussion that is coming up. Sinona seats ziko ready. They just give few remarks and then we move on. Mr. Liwa.
Thank you for indulging me once more. I must appreciate that this particular function, under the due diligence of the Youth Vihiga Parliament, is also co-hosted between 2 departments, or 3 departments for that regard. That is water, environment, and also health. I'm happy that we with our administration, most office, come here. That
that I would want is our young people, that you've been here walking this journey together, supporting us, and we really appreciate. Now to the Wash Alliance CEO, I know you've supported us and you are a colleague, a senior one, and especially in matters Wash, that is tracing back from your days in practice, and we really appreciate. But one thing that inatusumbua as young people, let me say so, it is now support to these people. Wash Alliance might not be the only partner to support the Wash Parliament narrative in Vihiga County. But what I'm trying to say is, if we are able to pool our resources together, mobilize various partners, then come up with the initiatives aimed at making sure that the WASH Parliament is alive, then we are good to go. The other day I was talking to a certain lecturer who has interest in supporting WASH Alliance. I don't know kama amekuja Dr. Lucy ako around. And he was like, what can we do for these people? So that we write proposals together and even, you know, without any interest, and just support these people, kidogo. So, because you see now, for us in health, we've been so much depending on donor funding. But again, what we need is now skills to write proposals, you know, skills to getting to this important meeting so that you can advance this talk. And someone anakuona tu anasema, now I need this person to present, to present something in US. Then from there you get a fund. So that is one thing that I would really wish to encourage all of us here. Above all, that allow me go off peak kidogo as I finalize that your health is your responsibility. Tumelewana? Hello? Your health is your responsibility. Now, why am I saying so? Because I have a role as a director of public health to let you know. Like for colleagues in boda boda, ukiona every weekend utapata ya kwamba siku hizi boda boda imeundwa in a way that ni kama uko juu, ni kama uko kwa gorofa, mwenye amekaa kwa gorofa, si ndio? Mwenye amekaa ako wapi? Kwa gorofa, na mwenye anaendesha ako ground floor, si ndio? Now they take young people, young girls. So when ukipatana na wasichana na vijana wa bodaboda wamekaa hivi leaning to, yani you see the boys they have mastered it. I want to say the truth, si ndio? Anataka akiendesha pikipiki matiti yake iguze wapi? Tumelewana? Mjue mimi ni mwalimu na tena ni daktari. So anataka matiti yake iguze wapi? Kwa mgongo. So they'll keep on wakiendesha wanashika brake. Now, do you know what is happening? Do you know what is happening? We are having teenage pregnancies in Vihiga County. Vihiga County is one of those people that is leading in teenage pregnancies. We have a rise in HIV cases, new cases. Then we have something we call group sex. Mnajua group sex? What is group sex? Yes? Hapo najua sasa hatuwezi elewana na watu. They say threesome, foursome, fivesome. With protection? No. So in other words, we are putting a stretch on healthcare services in our county. You end up now, ukishashika mimba, you abort. Ukisha abort, because you went to a quack, you die. Ama when it's too late, wakikuleta VCRH, you say, wale madaktari hawakunisaidia. Na wewe wakati ulikuwa kwa hizo vitu za foursome, fivesome, tulikuwa huko. So it is a conversation. Tumelewana? Hello? It is a conversation that we must talk and we must agree. Because now if you look at our population, majority of our youth forms about 60% of Vihiga population. Unajua hivyo? And Vihiga is densely populated. It is actually one of we have two counties, I think after Mombasa, we are densely populated. So in other words, Vihiga County tumezahana sana. Hata hatuna shamba. Si ndio? Hello? So if you have to go to those msafara, If you have to go to those msafara, and if you have to engage in sex, it must be protected sex. Tumelewana? Hello? Hey, hapa hatuwezi elewana. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. He has called a spade, and I know Karua will do that much better. Karua, we have a Karua over here. So having said all that, we are going to our panel discussions, and our panel discussions will be moderated by Foreserva, headed by Makova. Makofi. Jamani ni kijana.
So I'll go just straight up and sit. Then I'll start calling some of the people that we need for this conversation, and I'll introduce them as detailed as possible. Start off with Norbert. Norbert is from the Kakamega Youth Wash Parliament. So tumpigie makofi akija. So he's a young man that has a lot of interest in youth matters. And number 2, Oliver Sise. Oliver Sise is a youth from Vihiga County. He heads Maragro Limited, which is So Maragro, which is in waste management, among other climate action initiatives. And then number 3, Aliwa, who is our PHO, Public Health Officer. And then lastly, our host, Dr. Mboki, who is a lecturer at Maseno University. And she mentioned that she has an interest in art. So, musikize sana. So, but before we start off, I would wish that we have just a slight intro from our chief officer for youth and sports, so that tumjue juu ameketi hapa na unajua tunaweza choma. Ndio.
Thank you so much. Our CEO, Wash Parliament, Director Public Health, team from Wash, Kenya Wash Parliament, vijana, hamjambo? Hamjambo? My name is Sylvester Kane, ndio mfanyakazi wenu, ninyi ni wadozi wangu. Mimi ni Chief Officer kwa Department of Gender. Tukiongea gender ni kila mtu. Men, women, children, youth, kila mtu. Culture, youth, sports and social services. Hiyo ndio department kubwa zaidi katika county yetu. I am delighted to be here this morning. And I want to appreciate Vihiga Wash Parliament for the invitation. You did an invitation to us a long time ago. We've had a conversation yesterday, today, sometime back during the Water Day. And I want to say that as a department and as a government, we are proud of you. We are proud of what you are doing. You decided to do what we call paradigm shifts. Instead of making noise, complaining, you decided to take action. Even when government was aside, you decided to come and fill the gap. So I want to say congratulations for the good job you are doing. Allow me to give apologies of my CCM, Waziri Daktari Ruth Agesa, who is out of the county. She is aware. We were with her yesterday with your speaker. But when I'm here, I'm representing her. I also want to inform that I'm here and His Excellence. Once it's done, we have a CS for mining who has just landed in the county. Once His Excellence is done, it's going to join us. So we are good. We are good to go. I don't want to go into so much because the panel is here. I know I will also be a panelist in the next panel, but I want just to say, good job you are doing. Vijana, hii ni kubwa. Unapiga kubwa. Tofauti. And as a county, Bwana CEO, Vihiga County currently, the human resource, the workforce, the largest percentage is the youth. Governor has restructured, and the youth, people who have been employed in the recent past are young people. You look at the directors, the assistant directors, the technical people in all departments are young people. So we are trying to do well. I don't want to belabor you because we have a great team before us. We want to listen to them, and we are together in all this. Thank you so much. Allow me to just appreciate the youth board. We have a youth board, Vihiga County Youth Service Board. Any member of the youth board in the house? Yes, the Rumba girl. I sit on the youth service board with her, and I know that she's representing the board here. When you are here, as much as you are here as Rumba girl, you are also here as a member of the youth board. And of our staff, thank you. We have staff here, a few, and here. Many of our staff in the department, we have a session in the afternoon from 2:30. We have what we call exercise and wellness program for county staff. We take them through that because health comes number one. So they are preparing for that session in the afternoon. That's why they're not here with us. Thank you so much.
Makofi kwa CEO. I want to introduce Engineer, what was his name? Yeah. Engineer Maxwell Onzere. Apologies for the oversight, to join the panel. So this is a rich panel, and I think it cuts across multiple dimensions. But we will focus mainly on understanding three things: clean water, for one thing, but distributed in three things. So clean water for healthy future, that is fighting NTDs in a changing climate. And that's why I am here, because my work aligns directly in climate action. So we'll talk about WASH, access and basic services, then WASH and NTDs link, and then prevention and behavior change. So it's important for us to first and foremost just introduce ourselves by name and by our pedigrees, and just give a small opinion to the things that we will be going into. But don't take more than 30 seconds. So we'll start with Dr. Just an introduction.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. As a host, let me welcome you. Feel free in this place. And if you need any services, we have people out there who can help you around. My name is Dr.
The co-founder of a CBO called Ingovas Tech Hub. It deals with the tech advancement and climate intelligence. Apart from that, I also do team building. I'm a graphic designer and a data scientist as well. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Clap for our panelists. Mnaona ni watu wa nguvu sana. I said my name is Kevin Makova and I speak for the Bush. That is my main introduction. But we'll dive in right about now. And I want this to go right to Mr. Liwa. I would want you to just highlight in short what you think are some of the most affected areas in current state of clean water, sanitation and health in Vihiga County. What would you think are some of the most affected areas in this particular area of clean water, sanitation, and hygiene? And in that case, it's just about the conversation we were to drive in around access and basic services. So could you go into just giving us a brief of what you think are some of the most affected areas in this space?
Thank you, Chair. I'm alive now that everyone else is now aware what WASH is. That is safe water, safe sanitation practices, and also promotion of hygiene for our population. WASH is our livelihood, if I may re-emphasize that. But again, for the context of Vihiga, we are a rural population. Not to say that we are less endowed, but by standards yet, we are not up to the reasonable achievement. As we speak today, in terms of sanitation, we are good here, though not certified. Rather to say, we are well over 85% sanitation facilities covered by all households, and also a reasonable number of public places. In terms of water, this county has done well in promoting safe water supply. To this extent now, the piping scheme is an undergoing project. In matters of hygiene, the advocacy regarding that front is ongoing consistently within our communities, courtesy especially community health promoters and public health officers. But back to the question of accessibility and maybe availability. I must say that, yes, sanitation-wise, we have these particular systems in place. But now remember that Vihiga is no longer a purely rural population. It's moving towards urban kind of settlement in most of the settlement areas. So here to say, our limited populations that are now maybe not well endowed in terms of WASH are a bit not very much obvious, if I mean to say so. It's either by chance of income, rather to say those who cannot afford reasonable latrines or rather sanitary facilities. On a similar token also regarding water, you realize like in the urban places, for example, Mbale or even let's say Majengo, piped water is available, yes? But again, there may be some few households that are not accessing that safe quality in terms of piping for the basis of income, not because the piping is not there. They may pay for water 1 month or so, and again miss water during some other time because they're not paid, the water has been stopped. In terms of hygiene, I wouldn't be very much qualifying, but generally our scoreboard is around 40%, they're about 50. It was high during the COVID because of that emergency time. But that one again is a practice that is being encouraged all over. So I would say that the issue of accessibility and availability of WASH product and services is not that all-encompassing in all households or all settlements. It's a matter that need to be further, we keep on investigating and confirming data from time to time. But as we stand now, our risk level is not that bad compared to the time that was 2017, 2015, thereabout, when we had outbreak of cholera. Cholera is a major indicator of sanitation. Where it occurs, it means there's low practices, poor sanitation equipment, and even consistency of the systems that are there in terms of institutions and policies. I'm happy that for the last 7 years or so, that's from 2017, we've not had a major outbreak that is fecal-oral related. Why am I saying fecal? Fecal is the human waste, and its abundance in the community or in the environment so suggests that either we are lacking institutions that enforce practices or encourage practices, or still even we don't have systems that encourage better sustainability. So I can only say that it's only fair. We have a lot more to do and to pursue to the global standards, and even national standards are required by all our partners, especially the UNICEF and WHO criteria of assessment.
Thank you. And I want to go direct to the engineer. And engineer, I would want us to enter into this unnecessary comparison to the global north when looking at access to or lack of water to common mwananchi among others, as well as the components of sanitation facilities. What do you think access should or lack of should look like for our citizens, and in comparisons with other places? Because I might not be well traveled, but if you visit a city like Seville, a city like Rome, or other cities in the global north, there is always the tendency that access to water, clean water, can be accessed freely along the roads through water fountains, access to wash facilities, sanitation facilities. These are common occurrences, but for us, there is still that gap to getting to that point. So what would you think? And it's an unfair comparison considering the economic positions, but what would you think would get us to that point? Or what do you think the county government is already doing through your engineering practice and other projections in planning to get us to that point?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. It's a very good question. I'd start by saying that as Vihiga County, we are very much privileged to be in a type of climate whereby we have water availability. It enhances water availability as compared to our peers from other places. For example, the Turkana and Wajir sides. But it is very unfortunate that water is available, yes, but now the means of accessing this water is now a problem. Not everyone has access to this water. And that is where the infrastructural part comes in. Like, water is available at this point. How is it able now to reach the common citizen at the other place? And when you talk of the infrastructure aspect, we're talking of funds, we're talking of investment, getting in the money, yes? So, like, currently, as the county government, we are really much working on the water accessibility aspect through the last mile connectivity. Actually, before I came here, I was at a site somewhere called Captis, which is in the far end of it's in Shiro. So what we're trying to do is we're getting this water from the point of availability, taking it to the common person at the household level. So we're trying to enhance access to this water. I'm sure you've seen most water projects being developed, and our governor is so much into the aspect of climate change, and that's why you'll see most of them are solar powered. As Aliwa said, this access, there are people who are unable to pay for the water, and this payment is just a direct reflection of using let's say the grid connection, and that's why we're trying to avoid using the grid on the fossil fuels and coming in with the solar aspect. So as in the end, we reduce on the cost of this water to the people. In terms of comparison between us and those first world countries, I think for them, since ancient time, they've walked the path, and right now they're at a place where almost all the population is able to access this water. And I believe as a country, coming down into the county level aspect, we can also walk that path. And I'm happy to report that most of our households now are being connected to this water. So with time, I'm hopeful that we'll be able now to have everyone connected to this water.
Thank you, engineer. You know, I brought it up because it's a conversation that we must have. The other time we were talking about roads, and our president was comparing it to another low economy country. And if we have to create a vision for a better nation, we must always look at who is above us. Yeah. So I want to go to to my friend Norbert. Safety. Now, with your interest in water, what do you think is the level of safety of the water that people access to? And I will not be asking the question to him. He will just pick it up, and you will be talking to us about the possibilities of the dangers of microplastics and the waste that we generate to that safety. So what do you think is the level of safety of the water that people access to? And is this water very reliable?
Okay, thank you. On the level of safety, about the water our people are consuming, depends on different factors. One being the availability of water. Where do you get your water? Is it streams? Is it the rainfall water? Like, is it water from the county government? So I think one factor we need to check is the availability of water. The second one is the personal responsibility. I think there's somebody who talked about hygiene being a personal responsibility. So the second factor is a personal responsibility. How do you consume? Okay, you've got water from maybe a water service provider. Then you don't take the responsibility to make sure the water is clean for consumption or for your own health. I think that's the second factor we need to personal responsibility about hygiene. The second one, the first one I had mentioned about availability. So with those two factors, I think the level of safety is not that commendable or recommendable by, for example, WASH, they deal in the same sector. They can recommend that it's not that good level for consumption by our people. But I think the bottom line or the baseline I can give to our people is that hygiene is a personal responsibility, as I mentioned earlier. So as much as you get water from the rain, or like it's rainwater, it's water pumped from a borehole somewhere, it's water from anywhere else you get water, make sure it's clean before you take it. So the part where you like where water comes from, and now the part where you are consuming the water, it's a personal responsibility in between to make sure water you're taking is safe for your health.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've been very pressured to also listen to what feedback has come from the county departments and also from the ground. And as I've noted, wengi wetu tumekunywa hata tropical, si ndio? Alafu hiyo koti ya tropical umeiweka wapi? Umetupa chini, si ndio? And if you've noted, this land is in a slant hivi. And ukitoka tu nje ya gate, you go to a river. So ideally, myself, as you said, safety is a personal responsibility, si ndio? Mimi nimefungua maji yangu and I have my microplastic here with me. I'll wait for our dustbins and go and dispose it off the right way. If I see hapa hivi mbele tayari kuna zingine. So when we say it's a personal responsibility about ensuring your health of your water, huku nyumbani most people also don't use the piped water, they go to the rivers. And if we have microplastics going to the river, and then your other layman around there and then fetch water, it becomes contaminated. So ideally, I will really, myself, I run a company called Maragro. It's in Hamisi. We do buyback. Tunanunua things that people call waste. So sana sana we do plastics, we do cartons, paper, and we have been the whole of Mbale Municipal with courtesy of the Department of Environment to also just sanitize people about hygiene and also behavioral change, about waste segregation, and then about proper disposal, so that you don't dispose of your waste alafu kesho inaenda inakuwa a microplastic that is hindering safe water access for someone else. So I really believe it is personal, starting from ourselves, and the microplastics that are currently in our water systems need to be reduced that high that's why we came up with our company, so that mtulete hizo plastics, and then when we get to a certain threshold, we hope we can even build up a recycling plant that then can be creating new bottles that now recycle from the plastics that we have. So I don't know if I've really pointed out the whole issue of safety and microplastics in our system.
You've been very clear, but Aliwa has a point.
I think that's quite a good discussion that now should inform most of our community attention. When we mention about water availability, I'm happy our engineers clarified there is an effort, the last mile connectivity. But now water is being available in relatively better quality. But again, just to emphasize what I wanted to say, when we are addressing matters of safety, it's good to understand in the context that it is a context-specific situation. And I'm happy he drilled that issue. First and foremost, it's an individual level practice, how you handle your water once you obtain it. Then again, where is the other context in terms of institutions? The quality of water required in schools, the quality of water required in healthcare facilities, the quality of care required in our markets, all these have got standards must apply. Today we have the Department of Trade, Industry and Tourism in Vihiga, the hospitality industry. There must be quality of water that is relevant to that. Okay, there's that general humanity, safe water. In a school, how safe is this water? In a healthcare facility where there is a laboratory, how safe is this water? Because again, our water is not only for the biological use, for your body use, it's also for industrial production. You see that? So when a school can't get quality water, what about their student performance? When a healthcare facility, laboratory cannot get quality water, what about the results? What about the care being done there? Again, depending on the season, you see, we need to monitor quality of water even times of season. It's not a matter of saying water has been availed through the pipe, or from a protected spring, or from a protected rain harvesting system. Are you seeing that? So the issue of monitoring must come out as a constant practice. And when you're saying to monitor, the water are collected, sampled, analyzed, and a feedback communicated for either improvement or sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want us now to go to our host. And I'm not going to pressure you much because you are ambushed to join the panel just on last minute. But I want you to just share a personal experience with regards to the neglected tropical diseases in our communities. Some of these neglected tropical diseases, some of them are related to wash or water, be it access to water, clean water, or access to proper sanitation facilities. So using the context of this institution, what do you think are some of the common local NTDs that you've experienced in here, and what do you think how are they related to the wash conditions within the institution? That could be just a personal experience.
Thank you very much for that question. Let me begin by saying hygiene is a personal thing, and hygiene begins in early life. We begin to teach our children how to keep themselves clean, how to, take clean water, wash their cups, and make themselves clean. And in all this, water is involved. So when we are teaching our children and they don't take it well, or they don't get in the instructions, then at that point, they begin to invite the waterborne diseases in their lives. So for us to be able to deal with this, we have to be consistent. When somebody is doing something wrong and you give up on that person, then it means you will spend more to treat those waterborne diseases in the family or even in an institution like this. So I would want to say we need to insist that water must be clean, water must be treated, and we must be able to know that this water we are taking is clean. And I want to talk to our county government, help our institutions to have clean water. Help all our institutions to have clean water. And also visit our institutions and find out, because one of us said is a public health officer. Yeah, visit our institutions and find out if they are maintaining or having the knowledge about clean water, because they may not come to you, but it is your responsibility to come and help our institutions so that we can curb on these waterborne diseases in our institutions, because you will find people are coming from different homes or backgrounds where they may not have knowledge about the use of clean water. So to them, water is water. Water is water. Even the water we harvest, the rainwater we harvest, may not be so clean. I stand to be corrected. It may not be so clean, and so we need to be taught how to treat this water as we harvest them, because all of us are now buying tanks to harvest rainwater, and I know it may not be clean. So how do we get enlightened to have this clean water so that our institutions, our learners, for example, in this school, have good health, so that they don't keep on getting waterborne diseases, and we don't keep rushing them to the hospital to be treated, yet we can just treat the water. So what we do sometimes is to treat our water here using water guards, and I know there are other treatments we do, but what I want to call upon the government is to help our institutions have clean water, and then we will not have the many waterborne diseases we experience in many institutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm just being, okay.
To make a comment on the treatment aspect, which is an immediate need, not from high level only, but she's speaking on behalf of a population. Yeah, Daktari, fellow engineer, mentioned about the aspect of piping and whatever, solar panels being connected to pump the water. But also let us remind ourselves, in treating water, traditionally, previously it was a matter of boiling or even the three-pot system, which we moved from. Now we moved forward to the chemical part of it for the mass population especially, and even at a household level nowadays, what she has just mentioned, the chemical that is chlorine solutions, isn't it? At a personal level. But again, could we make our population also know there's another natural available treatment media, and this is the sunlight. We have what we call the SODIS, solar disinfection system. And this one is portable. If you are given a container that is about 10 liters or not even 5 liters, 2 liters, you can fill the container, put it in the sunlight, that's for a household level, for some hours that is determined there. It is well safe to drink, unlike if you just take the raw water to the house and start consuming. So I agree with her. We need to carry forward our services, but also I will call upon the youth to take this opportunity of distributing the SODIS equipment, and this could also be at a fee, rather on a sale. So in itself, it's also a job creation employment. So if they could form a group to distribute SODIS in our communities in Vihiga, we'll be miles ahead in terms of availing safe water. Thank you.
Yes, opportunities, mnaweza sikia hiyo. I think engineer has something to say.
Okay. On the aspect of safety of water and having the best water quality for our people. We as youths, I'd like to say muko na power, because our CEO has talked about us going back to school and being like Daktari. All these treatment technologies that are existing now, research was done on them. They are all products of research. Now research also comes from things to do with innovation. The youthful population is in a good position to innovate solutions to these water treatment technologies. So, and this can be done through research. So I would like to urge my fellow youths, also get engaged into those, into the research phase, find out those technologies, come up with them, bring the solutions, and that's how you can get funding into having your own product into the market, which can help us with this aspect of water treatment. Personally, if you have time when you go to Google, you can find out a paper on synthesis and efficacy of cactus, banana peels, composite as water treatment. You'll be able to understand how research can be able now to help us bring forward solutions into water treatment. And if you're not able to get that paper, you can just Google out the name, Onzere Maxwell Ambani, and then I think from the Google search results, you'll be able to access that paper. Thank you.
Yes, that's important. I think we have had conversations around research and development some time now, and I think this is something we should encourage amongst our youth. You need to tell us something as we wind up on what you think are some of the risky hygiene practices that are still ongoing, and what you think we can do to reduce them within our communities.
Okay, thank you. One of the risky unhygienic practices still continuing is the open defecation. I think it's still happening in most of our counties. The other one is negligence. I think it's negligence and ignorance. We ignore some of these basic practices to make sure our water is clean, our houses are clean, like everywhere we operate from is clean. So I think ignorance, negligence, and the other issues about lack of enough infrastructure to make sure these practices are efficient for everyone. You might find there's infrastructure, but it's not accessible to all. Daktari talked about the issue of ensuring our institutions have safe water. You will find there are some institutions within the county, they have the clean water, they have infrastructure, they have tools for the same, but there are other institutions they don't have the same. So I think accessibility of this infrastructure is very key, and we must ensure that is happening. Is that the last?
I wanted everyone to go around that. And with the CSA, in line with waste, and one of the waste I've encountered as a father of a few daughters is diapers. Yeah, and the other sanitary pads and how they're disposed. I know you encounter those very much within our waste ecosystem.
Yeah.
You should say something about us.
Hallelujah. Wangapi hapa wako na watoto? Thank you so much. The diaper issue has, for us in waste, has really been more about sensitization, about people knowing what kind of waste diaper is. But I will also want to chime in on the question on our risky activities or behaviors. The diaper disposal is just one. But huko nyumbani unapata kuna nyumba ambayo ng'ombe inalala jikoni. Si mshaiona hizo? Ng'ombe inalala jikoni. Maji ya kupika iko wapi? Iko jikoni. So when we are talking about practices, and are we just doing subsistence? Are we doing commercial? Are you keeping that livestock just inside your kitchen for safety, but you don't know it's actually depreciating your health. And then also on our awareness on the budget cycles. It's one thing for the institution to tell the county to come and visit them, and it's another thing for us as the local public to be aware on when the budgets of our counties do work. So between maybe December and, no, actually it's, there is the formulation type, and then there's the implementation, and then there's audit, and then there's, there's the whole process. So it's up to also all of us as voters to also be aware when can we be able to give views on on how our institutions and our county resources can be channeled into maybe piping or provision of water tanks, or provision of, for those of us who also have springs, how we can be able to effect those kind of changes in the budget. So I'm also happy about Siaya County Youth Network that has helped us be able to study the whole budget system so that we as youth can hold the government also accountable and be able to give our share of what we believe should be done at the right time. So what we're doing with diapers, I can still go back on that. If we can also understand that the diapers all go to the landfill in Ebuyangu, and what we would have requested is if we can use that to create energy in terms of incineration, but it's a long process. It also involves a lot of research and data, and we are glad to be working with MTACA to provide a lot more information of how much waste we produce and which kind of waste we produce, so that those in policy can know how and best they can be able to channel their resources. So I believe I've answered.
And in summary, he says, not being involved in government policy and programming ni tabia mbaya. It is also unhygienic. It is also affecting how much budget is allocated to these matters. Munasikia my youths? Okay, yes.
Thank you, and I'm happy you has addressed what I was thinking could be the major elephant. That's about institutional and policy matters. Thank you for that. On my regard as a mainstream health undertaker, the risky issues for me are very simple but very critical. One, today youths, how many feed at home regularly for most of the time? That's the question. It's a matter of practice and obvious observation. There's a lot of roadside feeding. Tunakula mitura tukipitia, ama si kweli. Tunakula mandazi tukipitia, ama si kweli. So that's a critical aspect of a risky behavior in WASH. That's the component of hygiene. Then again, this is about also our cultural practice. We really appreciate greeting each other. Ama si kweli, si ndio? Kusalamiana. Lakini tunasalamiana bila kunawa. Tukatai. Unajua hapo zamani mzee angekusalamia hata kupake uso, kumbe anakupaka nini? Ile jambo ingine. Hakunawa alipotoka huko mwisho. So let's keep on hand washing, please. That's a key thing on our lives. The other risky thing is about exposure to water that is contaminated during our occupation. And this is in good regard if I'm going to mention it. Buyangu East Ward is our high level of a schistosomiasis problem currently in Vihiga and a few more others in the county. But our vijana who are doing good job there, brick making, as they do those landfills to scoop them on a pile. Are you seeing the point? Now, they are not having what we call occupational protective gear. Are you seeing that? So again, the exposure without protective gear is an area that we need to look into. Then, how are we designing our facilities in terms of latrine, whether at home or in public places? Are they climate resilient? You see, a school puts a latrine. When it is raining and over time a lot of rains, the foundation is breaking. So again, that's another risk aspect we need to look in terms of standard and design of our products in terms of sanitation and even water system. The other issue is about indiscriminate waste disposal, we mentioned, but here more particular. Wazazi wetu wa mama, wadada wetu wasichana, how do we dispose of the parts? It's natural to go through your menstruation cycle, but then where do you dispose it? Especially in our schools. Are our schools doing enough to collect those those parts and then burn them at a designated incinerator? So that's another area. Just to wind up, I wish to also call upon the youth, as you said earlier on, follow through policies, have them practiced, not just by leaders, but also ourselves. Thank you so much.
Okay, engineer, let's be very short and look at it in the way he has mentioned the design of even the latrines and other matters, and even the wanaharibu some of the infrastructure around. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think most of these practices have been highlighted by my colleagues here, but I'll still suggest that when we have, let's say, a sanitation infrastructure somewhere or water infrastructure, and we're not able to take care of it in terms of us going to vandalize that system, in the end, it is us who are punishing ourselves. Because when you vandalize a sanitation system, you don't expect it to work the way it was designed. When you vandalize a water system, let's say for example, tuseme pipeline ya maji, a distribution line inapita, you go and vandalize that line, and then we're talking of issues of microplastics, we're talking of issues of people disposing of materials in and procedural manner. So when the rain comes, kuna kitu inaitwa runoff. This rain sweeps all these contaminants. Ikipata pale penye umetoboa, umevandalize, they get into the system. The final consumers, they are taking contaminated water. So it's upon us to take care of our systems that have been installed. And then other just few practices, let's say taking our livestock to water sources, like let's say the springs and the rivers, you'll always leave there fecal matter, which also contaminates the system. When we come as a, let's say, a county government or maybe a certain developer, we're sinking a borehole somewhere. Now, when we sink a borehole and we've done all our, there's something called feasibility study. Kuona this borehole is supposed to be here. We've looked at issues of zile choo ziko pale, latrines and everything. So when we, let's say we sink a borehole and there is an unlined pit latrine somewhere, that's now a problem to us. That's our problem. But mahali kuna borehole and then wewe unakuja some few meters away, una sink an unlined pit latrine. You are now creating a problem because that fecal matter will find its way into this water source. So they are just basic practices that we need to avoid, and this will help us in having good water quality. The last one, I'll talk about an issue that maybe we might have overlooked. Mining. We have it ongoing within our different areas. There are some metals which are being used in this activity. An example, mercury.
Yeah, mercury.
Yeah? And most of these, the mining, it happens next to the rivers. And what is the source of our water for our water service provider, like AMADS? It's that river, yes? Yeah. So when these metals get into this water, and you know how hazardous they are, and they get into the system, getting these, some of these metals out of that water, it takes a lot of cost. They are very stubborn metals. And the final thing is that that high cost that has been experienced in terms of treating that water there, it won't be burdened by that company. It will be burdened by the final consumer in terms of the rates of the water, yeah, the tariffs. So those are just some of the basic things that we need to look at. Thank you.
Thank you. So our host will finalize it, and I just want you to put in something small around art, fashions, and how you think how people are throwing necessarily their use to clothes, among other issues, and how we can use art to communicate actually around this concept.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Before I bring in my expertise in that area, I want to add on one point about what you asked our brother there. Some of the practices. One thing I have learned is people reject knowledge. And when knowledge is given, sometimes it's very hard to change when you're telling people to change like a behavior. So when we talk about cleaning our homes, getting to dispose things in a proper way, like what he has said, people take it for granted. Even now, he has talked about and it for you. We can do it for you. But if you don't follow it up, then you fail and you also get affected in a negative way. So let's be keen on the information that we are being given. Now, about fashion, interior design. In interior design, we emphasize on proper living. And we make homes, or we come and inspect your place, look at what you have done in your environment. We have what we call extended environment and interior environment. So interior environment should be extended to the exterior. So when we see your exterior is not good, then we know your interior is also not good, and it's affecting your potential. So you cannot realize your potential when you are in a wrong interior, because it's not enabling your growth. It's not making you restful to think and even to be constructive in life. So if you have a bad interior, like when he said, uko na ng'ombe, ng'ombe analala pale, maji iko pale, kuni iko pale, kila kitu imechanganyika, then that we say it is a cluttered environment. So your mind is not at rest. Your mind is also cluttered. You're thinking about your ng'ombe, but if you have a nice restful place that is well organized, then when you wake up in the morning, you are well able to think constructively. You can be a good leader because your mind is organized. It's not disorganized. Because when you went to sleep, those things were in your head. As in, sasa ng'ombe hapa, sijafanya hivi, sijafanya vile, na hizo vitu zitakusumbua. Ukiamka asubuhi, I don't know how many people wake up in the morning and they feel tired. Unaamka tu unasikia umechoka tu. Check your environment. Check your bedroom. How is it organized? Check your living room. How is it organized? Check your kitchen. How is it organized? And then, when you don't have proper clothing, we also have protective gear. When you're going to work, unaenda shambani, you need to have proper protective clothing so that you don't get to maybe harm yourself. So you need protective clothing, and you also need proper clothing when you're sleeping. Don't sleep in a nylon cloth. Don't sleep in a cloth you used, ulikuwa nayo mchana yote, alafu melala nayo. It will not enhance your sleep, because you'll keep on feeling something is not right. So, and all these things need water. We need to wash our clothes, we need to wash our homes, we need to clean our environment as it is stated, and that will enhance our lives. So let us not neglect knowledge. One thing I have studied in our environment, let me just say it, in our Vihiga County, people really don't like being given knowledge. I have a foundation. It's called Heart of Christ Foundation. I move around teaching women about sanitation, just how to keep their homes. And sometimes you go back and they have done the same wrong thing you told them not to do. Something, again, in this environment is about despising. Let's not despise knowledge. Knowledge is power, and it will help us develop very fast as a people. Because Vihiga, We are so blessed with a lot of water. We are so blessed with rain. We are so blessed with resources. And this can help us to move very fast in life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's clap for our panelists as they walk off and agree that they have contributed to the conversation that we needed to have. Thank you very much, and as I always say, see you on the other side.
Thank you so much. That was so wonderful. And si tumeambiwa maneno mingi. Tumeambiwa tusiogope knowledge, si ndio? Tukaambiwa tujue bajeti na tufuate bajeti, ndiposa kukiwa na anything we want to pass, we use that process, si ndio? Kwa sababu tumechoka, ningependa tusimame kidogo. Let's have a small something with led by the Vihiga Epitome Center. Please
Nimeenda. Kama na activities zinafanya.
Mama anafanya je, mama wale anapenda. Jamana ananipa salama. Mimi nikakutanguliwa toka tumboni mwa mama, mwa mama.
Ndio kwa tight. Uko mzee? Hapo nenda mahali basi, nenda huko mjengo.
Ama akuja. Anakuja. Sasa atujui saa ngapi. Asijui hiyo kaleni kama anakuja kuona. Watu wananipea joto. Si waniambie kama na ako sahi.
Yes, this drone is working perfectly. Perfect. Let me deploy. From around, from Valley events.
Ah, nice. Very nice. Bado kuna ingine? Bado umechoka?
It is going to
Umechoka?
just immediately.
Bado
On top of your
mtachoka?
vehicle.
Hizi umechoka. Nyimbo tatu zote.
Unaionyesha? Mbona gani?
Wako sawa. Wako sawa, wamechoka, wamesweat. Let them rest, si ndio? Hawezi cheza 1 hour mzima. Na wewe pia umekaa hapo uja dance. Warest kiasi alafu watarudi, si ndio? Wanafanya job poa, si ndio? Nice. Tuwaklapie.
Kaya kadogo. Mshana.
its local name and the diameter.
Mimi nawapea time, shake off all you've gotten so that you can get new things coming in. Because from here we're going to launch Vihiga Youth Wash Parliament. And we're going to launch our strategic plan. So, we're done.
My name is Pauline.
It's big.
So, I'm the founder of iWash iWash is a social enterprise whereby we are looking to making sure that communities have quality water.
Joyce, could you do better? Could you do better?
By that we use natural, nature-based solutions. These are wetland plants. So these plants and microorganisms are introduced into wastewater, and then they naturally cleanse. The microorganisms break down the pollutants, and these plants uptake those pollutants, and then the water is now released into the environment without it being harmful to the environment. And we also have it is an AI-powered water quality.
Very soon tutakuwa nafanya wedding.
So we are able to predict disasters before they happen. So we a big screen to have shown you how it works, but unfortunately we don't have
Wow, things are getting better.
One, two.
Tusimame tafadhali, tusimame tafadhali. Wow. Our Governor, His Excellency Dr. Wilberforce Otitilo, has just arrived, and we are happy to have him in the house. It is an honor to have him here to grace this occasion today. And with that being said, Jeff, please.
Oh, thank you so much. We can have our seats. And in less than a minute, let's appreciate the people in the first panel discussion with one hoti clap. Okay. Let's appreciate the CEO of Wash Alliance once again. Let's appreciate Ms. Jen Jomo. Let's appreciate Chief Officer Akane. Thank you. They've been here with us since morning. And also let's appreciate His Excellency the Governor for making it here. This juncture, 2024 April, 24th April. So it's a coincidence. Nilikuwa nakumbusha na mse fulani alikuja hapa akasema, najua kumbe ni birthday, lakini sasa timu yetu keki sijui mlifanya aje. Anyway, so it started in 2024. And up to this far, we can say it has taken commitment, resilience, and efforts from the young people who are members and leaders of the Vihiga Youth Wash Parliament. So guys, you've been here, you've had the conversations. The conversations have only one target. The target is to create a Vihiga which is sustainable for everyone. When it comes to social life, when it comes to economic life, and also general livelihood. That is why we are here. That is why you are launching this parliament. And we call you here so that you can witness and go back home and tell your fellow young people that there is a forum where we can go and engage on tangible and viable solutions. So we've managed to do a couple of number of things, including cleanup activities in Mudete, Serem, Chavakali markets. And also we have a tree nursery in Vialo. It's also part of the initiatives that we are doing. We have a soap making initiative where we train teen mothers and young mothers on how to make multi-purpose liquid soap, sell and earn a livelihood. We also have cleaning and fumigation services. We know most of these NTDs are brought by insects like the fleas, which cause jiggers. And jiggers is a menace in Vihiga County. Back in my community, you find people have been eaten with jiggers, mpaka kwa mgongo, kwa kichwa, and all that. And people think it's uchawi. That is why we call them neglected. But again, are we going to make noise or are we going to bring solutions? So the fumigation service and cleaning service is one of the solutions we are bringing on board, and many others. So I'd like to invite the CEO Wash Alliance. Someone can help us get there, because I can see he's carrying with him a copy of a document. So let's invite him, come share his mind. Then we'll take it to the chief officer who is going to guide us up to there. Then immediately we are going to launch and unveil our strategic plan, then carry on with the business of the day. Karibu sana daktari.
Bwana Governor, Excellency, I'm happy to be here and among friends and colleagues for this occasion. For us in Wash Alliance, we are very proud to be Vihiga. Wash Alliance works in 4 counties, one of them being Bungoma, Trans Nzoia, Kakamega, and Vihiga. And all those ones, I want to report to you, Your Excellency, that Vihiga is doing the best in all our activities. We have been able to take some of your people in Ministry of Health to workshops. Fanuel has been able to go with us to Cambridge to present. Next 2 weeks is going to Mombasa again to present. That's just say that we are doing very well. Personally, I'm very happy to be associated with Vihiga, being my home county, and also because whatever I give back to Vihiga, I get back also as being a resident of Vihiga. So thank you very much. I want also to thank first also, apart from our county, our partners and our donors and fund who have been able to make to give us funds to be able to expand in these counties on NTDs, neglected tropical diseases. And as somebody says about the neglect. I also want to thank our communities whom we work with, and also other partners, AMREF and AID, with whom we are working together on neglected tropical diseases. I want to thank the Vihiga youth. I said earlier, when we came in, we didn't form any youth group, because that would have been our group. But we just came to support whatever is there. We come support government and structure the support government. So when we came in, we found Vihiga Youth Parliament are already reformed, and they are working, and ours was just to give them a push. And for sure, they have done very well. We have parliaments across Kenya, youth parliaments. We have across almost now all counties. But looking at what we are doing in Wash with the parliaments, we see Vihiga has a potential to grow. And as I always say, grow to what and do what. Grow to be able to give back and sustain the efforts and be seen to be remaining something on the ground. So our efforts are always to support the youth parliament, since it is a youth-led advocacy and accounting. It does also evidence-based engagement in budgeting and planning, and also integrating WASH with public health priorities, including elimination of related tropical diseases. Again, I want to thank our departments of public health and water. We have been very close to them. And Bwana Governor, I can tell you, you have a very good group in public health, also in the water. And ours is support them to work together, be able to improve the health of our people. Because you normally say, water is there as a determinant of health, whatever you do. We are doing water for health. So water supports health, agriculture, and other things. So we want to thank them for the environment they have in working with us to be able to meet our targets. The young people of this county have demonstrated the meaningful engagement with the government process, influencing policy and demand accountability. Through your work at the parliament, you're helping ensure that WASH services are not only delivered, but also delivered in quality and effectively and sustainably. WASH Alliance is proud to work with this journey with you, and we affirm our commitment to strengthen your capacity, amplify your voices, and support your role as change makers. The success of youth parliaments, youth-led platforms, much as anchored in collaboration, allow me also to highlight the contribution of WASH Alliance and that of our partners under the Deworming Innovation Fund. The initiative has brought together key partners, including the National Public Health Institute, AMREF Health Africa, and the African Institute for Health and Development, alongside the counties of Vihiga, Trans Nzoia, Kakamega, and Bungoma. Through this collaboration, we have supported emergency and strengthening of platforms like the Youth Parliament, and also creating spaces where young people can actively participate in. One of them is strengthening the budget advocacy, public expenditure tracking, community accountability, and WASH NTD integration. As we look ahead, our priority must be to institutionalize and sustain youth participation within county systems, and this requires, one, increased investment in youth-led initiatives, strengthen linkages between youth platforms and county decision-making structures, and then ensuring that youth voices are reflected in policy, planning, and budgeting. Let us also remain intentional about inclusion. We talk about including youth, but how do we include them? As we empower youth, we must ensure that no one is left behind, especially the young, women, persons with disabilities, and marginalized groups. An inclusive youth parliament is stronger and more representative and more impactful one. I congratulate the Vihiga Youth Parliament and all the stakeholders who contributed to the development of this strategy. This milestone is a testimony to what is possible when young people are trusted, supported, and given a seat at the table. We in WASH Alliance are pledged to support the youth parliaments, as we are doing in Vihiga County throughout the period we are here and also beyond. And I want to thank you all for listening to me and wish you well. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, Dr. Tobias, for such a wonderful speech and words of encouragement and motivation. And indeed, the young people of Vihiga are here so that we can create the best for ourselves. At this juncture, with all protocols observed, I'd like to invite the Chief Officer in charge of the youth, Mr. Sylvester Kane, to come and guide us from there. Let's appreciate him as he gets on the stage. We can do better. Thank you.
Kenya Wash Parliament, our political advisor. There is our gender liaison, Tisa, our host here, Daktari. Vijana, good afternoon. Hamjambo. Thank you so much, Your Excellence, for coming. You indicated you'll be here. And our young people and the organizer were a bit worried because you've had a very busy schedule and visitors from the national government. I continue the program. It's important, Your Excellency, you get to know our officers who are here. They've been on the panel, and I will ask just our officers from the government to stand up, wave, but I will give to the Director Health and Daktari and the engineer just to introduce themselves first. Our officers, the rest of the officers from the county, thank you so much. Thank you.
Your Excellency, sir, Chief of Staff, Political Advisor, CEO of Wash Alliance, colleagues, good morning. Good afternoon, sorry. Your Excellency, we are so much humbled to have your presence here. We had already had a chat with them. My name is Martin Osotsi, Director of Public Health. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sana, Director. You can see he's also young. Sindio? Sa amewambia maneno ya vijana. The triple threat, yeah? Yeah.
Your Excellency, CEO, Wash Alliance, Chief of Staff and all protocol observed. Good afternoon. My name is Onzere Maxwell Ambani, water engineer from Directorate of Water and Sanitation, Vihiga County. We've talked before, I was on the panel, and I'm really looking forward to more conversations about the Wash Youth Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer. Daktari, please. Tuna wengine wajakuwa asubuhi when you are introducing yourself.
Thank you, Chief Officer, Youth, Your Excellency, and everyone else. Good afternoon once more. I'm Thomas Aliwa, the County Wash Program Coordinator. By service, I'm a Public Health Officer in the department. Your Excellency, we are happy for the opportunity to come and join ranks with us, with the youth, as we propagate the the spirit of wash. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Because of time, I'm moving very fast. Liaison Officer, it's important your name be known. Gender Liaison Officer. Karibu sana, Madam Anupi.
Your Excellency, the Governor, our guests, partners, and the youths in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Vijana mpo? Mko kadi? Asante sana. Tuendelee kumobilize wengine pia wakue kadi. We are the leaders of today, not tomorrow. I want to appreciate the program today. My name is Dorcas Anupi. I'm the County Gender Liaison Officer and a friend to the youth. Sini kweli? Asante.
Thank you so much. Chief of Staff. Director Communication, karibu. Wakujue. Sina mna hivyo?
Your Excellency, the Governor, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Hamjambo vijana wenzangu. Jina langu ni Victor Wetende, naibu mkurugenzi wa mawasiliano. Glad to be here, and given that we are youth, we share a lot of content from what His Excellency the Governor is doing for the great people of Vihiga County. So please follow our social media platforms. We also post there any opportunity that arises for young people in the County of Vihiga. That is Facebook, County Government of Vihiga. Pia unaweza fuata ule ukurasa mwenye Mheshimiwa Gavana Wilbur Hasiliwa Otichilo. And of course, we have a program that airs on those platforms after every fortnight. In fact, even today we have an episode that is Vihiga Wiki, just highlighting where we are in terms of our scorecard. Many thanks.
Thank you so much. Introduce our political advisor, important vijana wakujue, for words of wisdom.
Yes, Your Excellency the Governor, Chief Officer, department that is in charge of today's activity, the leadership of the Worship Parliament. Good afternoon. Otari James Muhanji, that's my name. I'm the political advisor to His Excellency the Governor. In just a sentence or two, I want to commend the leadership of the Worship Parliament. I've looked at what you stand for and what you are doing. If you are able, you should be able to bring all the youths, in fact I'm saying all the youth, don't have an exception, on the board to focus their mind the way on the things you are focusing on, then we are not going to have problems in this county. Nimesikia Nupe akiuliza muko kadi, and then the response was poor. Please, the question she was raising was very important. That in this country you have realized that people want to marginalize others because of numbers. Not necessarily because they are too many, but they are too clever when it comes to registration. Please, this season of voter registration, go out and take it as your duty. I'm happy we have a desk there. But you know, when the governor asked how many have registered from morning up to now, they say they have only registered 2 people. That is extremely sad. So make it a duty unto you if you want to be respected in this country. You don't need to be respected because of numbers. You have heard how people with the numbers, how they talk. They talk as if we don't exist. Please, redeem us from this shame. God bless you.
A club for political advisor, I think hiyo ndio message kubwa sana. Niingize Tisa asalamie, aseme tu jina, because nimesikia akisifiwa hapa. Alafu our host atukaribishe officially, ndio tukue free. Tisa.
Your Excellency, all protocols observed. Vijana tuko kadi. Vijana hoi. Vijana hoi. My name is Sheila Maloba. I work for TISA, the Institute for Social Accountability. And we are happy to join the Vihiga Wash Parliament today, the convener of this meeting, as we champion youth matters in Vihiga. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Can we clap for Sheila? Now, Your Excellency, you allow me to bring in our host here. Wakisema tukanyage nje, tutakanyaga nje. Karibuni sana Professor na Madam.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Governor, and all the officials of the county government, and our guests and the youth. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You know, Sheila is here and they said there is something that you will have. So be encouraged that something will come along. I know the time is a little bit past the time when you normally have something, but all is well. I want to welcome each and every person who has come here to Fadero School. This is your place, and feel welcome. For the youth, I want to encourage you to take seriously the proceedings of this meeting. I know at one point you will remember this day, and therefore I don't have much to say other than just welcoming you and echoing what the political advisor has said, that please, as the youth, do not neglect the time that we have now to be able to register as voters, because then your voice will be heard. Thank you, and thank you very much. Back to the Chief Officer. My name is Professor Kennedy Imboki.
Thank you sana Professor. Thank you for hosting us here. Hiyo makofi haitoshi. Asanteni sana, Your Excellence. This program started early in the morning. We've had the first panel discussion. I know there will be later the second panel discussion on governance issues and youth in governance, which will come maybe later. But we know you have a very busy schedule. Once again, I have to appreciate, because we are humbled by your making to this event. I know the issues of water, sanitation, and health are dear to you and the youth. Your Excellency, in the morning, I reiterated your legacy in terms of what you want the county to be like as you live. And I can repeat what I did say, that majority of the staff at the county are young people below 35 years and in key position, the directors, assistant directors, and technical people. And I'm happy Daktari has talked to the young people here. So as a governor and as our leader, you want to make sure that everything is right. So we are in safe hands. In fact, you will be leaving us in safe hands. I want to appreciate the CEO and the entire Vihiga Youth Watch Parliament for the good work you are doing. Mine, you know, my boss is there, so I can't speak. I can't speak. It's the day for my boss. Mine is to move with speed. We want Your Excellency to come and do the key thing today, which is unveiling the strategic plan for the Vihiga Youth Parliament. So I want to actually ask, where is Wetende? Wetende, can you come please? I would like you to help me run the program, okay? Particularly for the unveiling, governor officially launching the strategic plan for this. But before that, allow me, Your Excellency, we have a team here that has walked the journey with these young people. That is from the Watch Parliament, the team that is headed by the CEO. I'm sorry I've not recognized you, but you are the key people here, our visitors. I would wish you come and just say your name, and then we proceed kindly. And then the team that has worked on the strategic plan from the Vihiga Youth Watch Parliament, again, can you be ready? We want to know you, the team behind this work.
Your Excellency, Governor, and members, good afternoon. Mko wazima. Suleiman Upande is my name. I work with Wash Alliance Kenya as an assistant project manager. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, the Governor, the county leadership, community from Vihiga County, all protocols observed. My name is Jane Jomo and I work with Wash Alliance Kenya. And Wash Alliance Kenya has been working with the Vihiga Youth Watch Parliament. And we are glad and excited that this day has come. It's been a journey, but we are happy to be affiliated with, associated with the Youth Parliament. And as Wash Alliance Kenya, we are committed to supporting the Youth Parliament to greater heights, and we are grateful for the enabling environment that the county government has accorded us, and we can only hope and wish that we are able to move the journey together, and we hope that we'll be hearing good stories from the county about the Vihiga Youth Watch Parliament. So as Watch Alliance Kenya, we are happy for this day and wish the county God's blessings even as we proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, makofi kwao. Speaker and your team, those who have worked hard to have this, make this their success by coming up with this document. Your Excellency, allow me to tender in the apologies of my colleagues, the Chief Officer Health and the Chief Officer Water and the Environment. They are committed elsewhere, but as I indicated, they have all their representation here. So, Speaker, can you lead us so we know your team?
So we'll just use less than 2 minutes because of time and other engagements. I'd like to introduce the team. They'd introduce themselves here. But foremost, I want to give Gentrix an opportunity to at least tell us what we expect in the strategic plan. There are copies which will be shared just in a short while so that you can also go through it. So just say your name, the ward you're coming from, and the role. Salam Badai.
Good evening. I'm Diana Kagea from North Maragoli. I'm coordinator of Watoto.
Good afternoon. Fiona Karegi from Vihiga Sub-County. I'm a member of WASH Parliament.
Medretic Sivayo from Muhudu.
Wayne Husaka Shamahoho.
Machagu Paris from Wamluma Lugaga Ward, a clerk at the Parliament.
Santa Indacia, just a name.
Vincent Mwanje, Northeast Bunyore Ward, Chief Whip.
Ruth Msumba from Central Bunyore Ward.
James Njuguna, Treasurer from Chavakali Ward.
Vusha Brenda, member from Gisambai.
Annette Kushindi, Environment Coordinator from Central Bunyore Ward. Thank you.
And I'm Jeffrey Gidai from Gisambai Ward, Hamisi Sub-County, and I'd like to pass it to Gentrix in less than 2 minutes, kindly.
Thank you so much. I'm Gentrix Ambeva from Chavakali Ward. I'm the Budget and Policy Analyst of Vihiga Youth WASH Parliament. And in Vihiga Youth WASH Parliament, we align ourselves with core values, which are youth leadership and inclusion, innovation and climate change, accountability and transparency, where we have open governance, and evidence-based advocacy. We also have collaboration and partnership. So mainly in Vihiga Youth WASH Parliament, we deal with health and sanitation and water. Thank you so much.
Tuwapigie makofi. Speaker, that is the team behind the work. You can see the good work. Tuwapatie makofi mzuri. Nilikuwa nimesahau, Your Excellency, we have a representative of the youth board. If I don't recognize the representative, wataniwa. Can you wave? That is Jacinda Mudeizi, a member of the youth board, ambaye ana attend hii mkutano leo. Karibu sana Jacinta. At this juncture, I want all of us to rise. We welcome our guest of honor, His Excellency, the Governor, to come in. He is going to, first of all, unveil, and then he will speak to us after unveiling. So you allow me to bring in Wetende to guide us during this time.
Many thanks. Naomba tuketi tafadhali. Asante sana. Mheshimiwa Gavana, vijana mpo? Mbona ni kama hatuna power jamani? Msijali, power inakuja, sawa? Hatuwezi kaa hapa bila nini? Power. Haya basi, bila kupoteza muda, umefika wakati ambapo we now want to unveil our strategic plan for the WASH program. And therefore, without much ado, I hope, Juma, I hope our guest of honor and all other, dignitaries rather, have copies so that as we unveil, at least we have a glimpse, we get a glimpse of what is in the strategic plan 2026-2028. Wapatie pia wale nyuma. Na mwajua aliyekuwa rais wa Tanzania Mwalimu Julius Nyerere alisema kwamba vijana sisi ndisi chumvi ya taifa. Au sio? Haya mambo ya kuambiwa ati sisi ni viongozi wa kesho, hapana, sisi ni viongozi wa leo. Aya basi. Kwa heshima na taadhima basi naomba ile plan, the dummy, do you have a dummy? Chief Kane, please, yeah. Let's please have the dummy strategic plan so that we can unveil it officially. And we indeed believe and hope that this plan will give us a guide on what we shall be implementing, and it will be a blueprint for the youth of the great county of Vihiga. And we thank His Excellency because at least for the first time, Vihiga has a youth board. For the first time. Tupigie makofi tafadhali Mheshimiwa Gavana. And Your Excellency, I'm glad that I can see my friend Sisi. Sisi nimekuona uko wapi? Yeah, my friend Sisi there. While we were preparing our documentary, and of course including other youth that we've interviewed, I visited Sisi plus his friends who are doing waste management, and I really felt challenged. And he's also doing agribusiness. Amefuga ng'ombe, kuku, and he's indeed doing well in terms of sensitizing more and more farmers. What makofi ya Sisi? Lakini Sisi ujue baada hapo utaniona Canada. Hizo sifa zote hizo asibwe. Aya bas, requesting our team to please prepare the dummy copy of the strategic plan. And many thanks, Tisa. I can see Sheila in the house. What makofi ya Tisa? Tisa have been very supportive on youth programs in this county, and it's really wonderful that they're here to support us, to work with us. Are we ready, my brothers, Mr. Speaker? Asante sana. With utmost humility and respect, I request His Excellency the Governor to please walk to the podium together with our guests, including Tisa, please. Tafadhali tupande kwenye jukwaa. Director, karibu sana. Na gender ni mmoja tu, ni wawili. Any other lady please, so that to Anupi. Gender liaison, because we also have youth. Asante sana. DJ, ungekuna umeweka kitu chini ya maji tu. All right. We shall have. Sorry? All right, karibu sana. Haya, DJ utaweka kitu chini kwa chini tu, then we shall request His Excellency the Governor to, he will cut the ribbon. Kwa hivyo tafadhali, DJ uko tayari? DJ, ama DJ yana pia power? Juma, wewe hujapea DJ power? All right. My brother Thomas, yeah, you deserve to be on the podium. There we go. Let's help the Governor unveil the strategic plan, please. What makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. There he goes to cut the ribbon. What makofi tena tafadhali. Haya, watabeba tu hiyo DJ chini kidogo. Haya, watabeba tu pamoja na vijana, msaidie Governor kubeba ili kuonyesha kwa kamera tafadhali. Vijana, Mr. Speaker, sir, please. Show the plan to the cameras. Makofi jamani. Wonderful. What a plan. Vihiga youth, water, sanitation, hygiene. That is Wash Parliament. Asante sana. Strategic plan 2026-2028. We may please place the plan on the seat, please. We may resume our seats. Asante sana. All right. Kwani mlikuwa na plan ya kuosha Governor? Na leo si birthday yake? Haya bana. Asante. Naomba tafadhali kwa wakati huu nimrudishie kipaza sauti afisa mkuu wa masuala ya vijana Bwana Sylvester Kane aweze kuendeleza hata kumkaribisha Mheshimiwa Governor. Shukran jazila.
Thank you so much. Ningependa wote tusimame kumkaribisha His Excellency the Governor. Makofi kwa Governor. Makofi makubwa sana. His Excellency the Governor works tirelessly. Wale walikuja kwa ofisi yake in the morning, actually part of your team walipatikana wamechelewa 14 minutes. When he says 7:30, it is 7:30. And when he say atamaliza saa 3 usiku, anamaliza saa 3. Makofi makubwa. Karibu sana, Your Excellency. Thank you so much. Karibu sana.
Basi, vijana oye! Vijana oye! Vijana mupo? Very good. Naona muko na mmekaa gangari vizuri. First, I want to take this opportunity to most sincerely thank the team from Vihiga Youth Wash Parliament for inviting me to this very special occasion. And I want to assure you that I'm very, very happy that I'm with you here, despite of so many engagements, but because I promised that I'll be with you, I am here. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Wash Alliance Kenya for working with you and supporting you to come up with this very important strategic plan that we have just launched. I want to say, Tobias, we are very, very happy with the work you are doing in this county of ours, where you are also the son of the soil. Thank you so much. I also want to thank our host, Professor Ken Imbuki, who is a good friend of mine and has hosted us here. So I want to thank you. I also want to thank TISA, who have worked with us as a county, and we are very proud of TISA because they are promoting very important governance of principles and human rights issues, as well as budgeting and accountability in this county. We are very happy about what TISA is doing in this county. Last but not least, I'm thanking all the youth who have come to this occasion. I want to thank you for coming because it's a very special occasion when we have launched a strategic plan that is very visionary. I've just had a chance to go through what we intend to do, and I want to commend those who guided in the formulation of this strategic plan. I think we have followed the new way of doing strategic plan, where you are up to the point, no more stories. You simply say what you want to do. And that's what that strategic plan is saying. So you see, within just 5 minutes, you gave me that document. I'm able to understand it without having to spend a lot of time to read it. So I want to thank you for that. I do not want to go into details of what is in the strategic plan, but what I want to observe and commend is the vision the Vihiga Youth Wash Parliament has. It's a very important vision that you have, and I'm impressed that you have what it takes to achieve what you have set out. I've listened to your speaker twice when you came to my office some 2 months ago, and I've listened to him this morning, and I want to comment you that you chose the right leader. You chose the right leader who knows and who is going to lead you to where we aspire to go. And therefore, I want to spend a little time talking about leadership and governance. Leadership is so crucial in everything we do. And without proper leadership, it does not matter how much resource you have. You must have good leadership. And the leadership is there to give the vision and the guidance on how to achieve the vision. So as you form any organization, leadership is so crucial. And when you choose the right leader, many things will happen. A good leader would have the right people around him or her, and must be a leader who is willing and ready to listen. If you are a good leader, you must be a listener. Many leaders take it the wrong way that if you talk so much, then you are a good leader. It's the opposite. When you are a good leader, you listen. You hear views, then you are able to digest it, then you can make an informed opinion, which then you let your members or whoever is listening to you to choose, to give you the way forward or how you move forward. So I wanted to talk to you as our young leaders. You are all leaders. Sometimes people think that to be a leader, you have to be elected. No, all of you are leaders. And in one way also, every day you find yourself carrying tasks of a leader. So as a leader, you have to make sure that whatever you do is informed. You must be able to make a decision based on credible data and information. The problem we have as leaders, all of us here, we make decisions not based on any information. Most of the times you make decisions based on personal feelings, what we have heard from the rest, the grapevine, and you make a decision. That's not good leadership. So I want to emphasize that do not make any comment on anything if you do not have evidence. And most of our young leaders with the social media, when sometimes I look at the social media, some of the postings I see people posting things without even thinking about it. So before you comment on anything, get the right information and comment based on evidence. I think one of the issues I had one person talk about here is that everything you do must be evidence-based. If you don't have evidence, please don't. But it's good to read and move on. I'm not saying that you should not read what people think. You read and move on. Don't comment if you do not have evidence. Leadership is not as easy as people think. I have had an opportunity to lead 2 different sectors. In fact, 3. I've had a chance to lead wildlife, animals, be a manager, wildlife warden, making sure that the animals are in the park, they don't cause any harm, they don't go out of the park and so on. I've had a chance to be a civil servant. I've worked people in the civil service. I've had a chance to work with United Nations organization, where is the top everybody aspires to work for. My experience, I can tell you for free, the easiest job, if you ask me to manage people, do into management again, I'll go to manage wildlife. Because wildlife is very easy to manage. They have very simple, basic things. They only wake up, they want to eat, rest around midday up to 2 o'clock, eat again around 3 to 4. From 5 to 6, they find where to sleep for security, and that's it. That is unlike human, where you have too many variables. So if you have to lead people, you must be committed, you must be persistent, you must be courageous, and you must be a listener and a guy who gets annoyed very easily. If you want to lead and you get annoyed very easily, it becomes very difficult. So that's what I want to talk about, leadership. So when all of you are aspiring to become leaders, which is good, I want you to take into consideration all those things I've done, I've said. It's not as easy as people think. Second, let me go to another subject, which is also very important. Governance, or good governance. Everybody is aspiring our country, our county, to have a good governance system. Systems that are transparent, systems that are accountable, and systems that have impact to the society. That's a big subject. And I think people from TISA probably they will give you a long lecture about good governance. And if there is anything that has taken us back or is not making us move forward, is good governance. Having good governance systems that people can observe and respect. So for me, if you are going to be a good leader, you must also observe good governance principles and guidelines. I'm saying this, you may say, why is the governor talking about this? And he came to talk about the WASH program. These things I'm saying are directly, connected with the WASH program. Because if you don't follow those principles, you will not implement this strategic plan. So as an entity, Vihiga Youth Wash Program, you must have good governance principles and guidelines, which you have already said, you have already stated it in your strategic plan. You have clearly stated them. But the issue is, are you going to observe those principles? So the members of the Parliament, with your Speaker, you must stick to those principles and follow them to the letter. So if you observe good leadership through your Speaker, you observe good governance principles as spelled out in your own strategic plan, then this organization is going to move forward. And you will achieve many. You will achieve a lot as we move forward. Water, sanitation, and health are very crucial to human life. Actually, water is about life. More than 70% of our body is water. So basically, we are people, water is what life is all about. So taking care of water and ensuring you have clean, potable, and accessible water is very important. So having taken the trouble or having taken a decision that you are going to focus on water, you are focusing on life. And one of your key outputs is, having sustainable livelihoods. That water is a key component of livelihood. There's nothing you can do without water in livelihood programs. So I want to thank you for choosing that area, because that's what livelihood is all about. Sanitation and health is about still life. We must have a good environment in which to exist. So sanitation becomes a major component of our livelihood. Equally, health is very important. And keeping our environment clean is one of the key virtues of human life. So you have chosen a very good direction in terms of sustainability of life. So we want to encourage you to take up that matter. And we want to thank the WASH Alliance Kenya for giving you the support. Continue supporting them. We already have an MOU with them. We are also working together. You have seen our staff here from health. My director of public health is here. A young person like you, all of you, he's here. So working with our government, you already have our director here. We have also from water, we have the one of the senior officers, engineer, also a young person. We recruited him just recently. Here he is. So as your government, we have people who we want to work together. So one of the resolutions I would like to make in this meeting is that we must find a way to have a working relationship, an MOU between the Vihiga Youth WASH Parliament and your government, Vihiga County. Because basically we are doing the same thing. And I like what you have done because it's good for you to provide more information, more oversight, more evidence, because normally in a government system, there is that situation where accountability sometimes is a challenge. Your organization can be able to ensure that accountability and transparency is upheld. And I think moving forward, I want to work with you because I believe as we build good governance system, we need a team like your team and others so that you get to see. Because the current feeling of most of our youth is that government belongs to the adults, the bigger people, the older people. I think we should go the other way around and now show that government belongs to everybody and the youth are the majority. So you should take control of the government and do what it pertains. And how do you do that? You have to work with the system. You have to work with the people in that system to be able to understand it. So it's important that we create this relationship between your organization and the government. Many a times, the youth are complaining their government, like Vihiga government, is not doing what they want to do or what they want to see done. The best way is to engage the government. You engage me, you engage the governor, you engage everybody. For example, the way when you engaged me, I am here. But if you didn't engage me, how could I come here? So don't complain from outside. Complain when you are inside, or make sure that you are inside so that you can have true evidence of what is going on. So I would want, under the agreement I want us to enter into, so that you are part of the governance system, but you are operating as independent, so that you don't get absorbed, but you are operating as independent, and therefore you can give a check to what the government is doing. And that way is how we shall improve accountability and transparency. Otherwise, people are just saying, you know, we want transparency, we want accountability. But it's not going to happen if there are no checks and balances. So that's what I would want to encourage your organization to get. We work together, and we will do it. As a county, I think we are doing extremely well in the issue of water, sanitation, and health. Many people might not know, or quite a number of you might not know. But if we give you evidence, you'll be surprised that we are doing, as a county, we are doing extremely well. In my manifesto, I said that by the time I leave next year, I want to have water, clean and safe water, almost near to every homestead or within the homestead. And I believe we are going to do it because we have so many projects that we are undertaking that will make that happen. But we need organizations like this one of yours to ensure that when we do these projects, they are sustainable. And I think we have said here you want a sustainable livelihoods. We are doing a lot of water projects. But once we hand them to the community, they are not having, they don't manage them well. And then when they break down, they come back to us and say, can you buy for us pipes? Can you repair? That is not sustainability. So we want people on the ground, in the community, who can ask and make everybody accountable. Because accountability starts with an individual. Health programs, we have focused on public health because we believe that is the best strategy. If you want to deal with the diseases, deal with the cause. Don't wait to treat. So we are focusing on dealing with the causes. What is causing all this, whatever disease you are dealing with. There are diseases that were forgotten, neglected tropical diseases. I've seen you are also focusing on that. We want to work together to be able to do that. So without going into many details, there's a good opportunity for us as a government, your government, because you elected me. I didn't find myself here without your votes. I want we work together. Let's create a rapport where we work together, and where your government has gone wrong, you criticize it. You know, objective criticism is very good. And for me, I like people to criticize me than praise me, because when you praise me, I don't feel comfortable. I want to criticize so that I see why am I being criticized. That gives me a impetus to think that when you tell me I'm good, then so what? So criticism is good and engagement is good. So let's go that route. Wash Alliance Kenya, thank you very much for the partnership you have given us, and we are going to work together. We have talked about youth empowerment. I've also seen it as one of your objectives. We have so many programs within your government, Vihiga, that focuses on youth empowerment. We have even a youth board to deal with just youth empowerment. So we want you to come engage our youth board and see the programs we are doing. We have quite a number of programs on agriculture, smart agriculture. We have a lot of programs right now on climate change. And we have good funding on climate change. So you can leverage on some of those. Sometimes we want people to carry out some research before feasibility studies. We can leverage on you and be able to give you those consultancies so that you can be able to give us what is required. We have a fully-fledged project now called K-Wash, funded by World Bank, but it's results-based. Do the results. Once they confirm you have done the right thing, they give you back the money. So it's like you invest. Once you invest, you prove you have done what is required, and they come and evaluate, and they give you money. So through that project, just in the last 2 years, the people of water, they will tell you, we have been able to invest in water alone. And as I'm talking now, we have qualified to get 143 million, which we have not spent yet. So we can work together and find out how we can spend this money, but because as we spend this money, we shall be spending it with an aim of making more money from the same. And we believe if we are smart, and I believe we are all, my team is very smart, if the 143 million we already have now, because we have got it using our own little money. If I work out, probably spent 50 or 60 million to get 143. But with 143, I'm sure by the time we are through, we will have qualified to get about 450 million. So what am I saying? I'm saying that there is money in the world. It's only how smart you are and how willing you are ready to go out of your way to make that money. So we can work. Even the Wash Alliance Kenya, they will tell you how they get their money from their donors. It's not easy. I think, Tobias, we should tell them. You know, sometimes when the people see these projects, we abroad them, teaser, we should tell them. For you to get money to come and bring us here and teach us about good governance, you burn midnight oil. You do a lot of work. So what I'm saying, Speaker, you must be ready to work. I looked at your budget, and then I said, this is nonsense. This budget is too small. I mean, this is not a budget I can talk about. That if you came and we gave you consultants in Floka, you would get 2 million shillings, and your budget is 1.5. So think big. And I want to assure you there's a lot of money in the world, but it just needs smart people. And I want you young people, be smart. Leave more time to complain. Don't complain. The more you complain, the more you now break down, the more you even become disillusioned, and the more you think that the next place to go to is in heaven. Even in heaven, there's accountability there. Yeah, there's accountability in heaven. You are just not going to go there. You will be asked, what did you do in the world? If you didn't do anything, you will not get, to enter in the heaven. So there's a lot that can be done. And as you heard from my chief officer in charge of a program of youth, I want to assure you, in my government today, and he's here, I can tell you, 80% of the people now who are in your government, Vihiga, are young people, all under 35. So now you cannot say the government you have here in Vihiga is not a government of old people. I'm the only old person there with a few people, but the rest of the people are young people. So I want you to link up with your own colleagues who have had a chance to get into the government, so they help you get opportunities. We have so much money in this government, which we are giving out for free, but to get it, you have to do some work. My young man, Caesar, there, I will tell you, we have worked with him, he's my good supporter. We have worked in, you ask him what he's doing. He should tell you, you will be surprised. Waste, which people think waste is a menace. People are complaining about waste. He's now making money from waste. So if you throw the sukuma wiki, the cuttings, he's ready to take immediately. Now, instead of us going to throw waste in a landfill somewhere, we are carrying what we get, we collect here, we take to him. He is here. Let him tell you. He's here. Tunapeleka hiyo, all the plastics anatoa, anaweka pande. Organic anaweka pande. Makaratasi anaweka pande. Organic anatengeneza compost. He has even trained black soldier fly. Instead of waiting this thing to decompose for 3 months, black soldier fly do it in 7 days. Uko na mbolea. Plastics ndio hiyo, the shred, peleka Kisumu, you get your money. Na mtu mwingine alikunywa maji tu na bottle na katupa. That's money you are throwing away. So let us be innovative. There is a lot of things that we can do. And the Department of Youth has all these programs. Our departments have all these programs. So let's work together and we'll be there. Last, I must say this. You must love your county. Whatever reasons, you must love your county and then your country. Because you are born here. So this is why you are born. You must love and wish that good things happen to your county. But majority of our people, when I read social media, they are admiring things elsewhere. They are saying in Murang'a, Machakos, Makueni, and they have never been there. So love your county. If anything is going wrong, correct. But lamentation alone is not going to take us anywhere. I want to assure you that as your governor for the last 9 years, I've put in place a good governance system. Tisa is here, she can tell you, yako hapa. They have always given us a hard time, you know, but I have liked it. They push us, they tell us you have not done this, which is good. But we have put in place a good governance system. What we want now is this system now to operate and provide service delivery to the people. And we need good leaders. Let me tell you. And you must get your voter's card. Mnasema muko tuko kadi. Muwe kwa kadi. And the card is here. Because, let me assure you, I have put a good governance system in place. So if there is anything I'll be proud of in my leadership in Vihiga County, apart from everything, is putting a governance system that has all the structures, has the policies, you have talked about policies here, has the legislation, and therefore the system is now working. So bring leaders who are going to make sure that this system continues. If you have to elect one among yourselves, elect somebody who is visionary. And if you asked me, I will elect your speaker. Because at least for a short time he has impressed me. If I were to cast a vote, na nasema amesimama, nitampatia. But don't give a vote to people who are big talkers. Big talkers have no ideas in the head. They can only use the mouth. So that's what I want. Next year is an election year. Take your voter's card. Look at all the candidates that will come out. Vote in somebody you believe, and you have seen evidence that this person can deliver. So don't vote people simply because they are promising anything. You can promise anything, but I can tell you when you come to this office here, you will find that everything you promise cannot be done. But look at the person who has been able to do things on his or her own outside. Then you know that person can come here. If you ask my officers here, the short time I've been in this government, most of the monies we are using here for projects, we have got it from donors. That's why we have, Wash Alliance here. They are working with us. If you are waiting to be given money from government and you are saying you want to be a leader, my friend, you are going nowhere. With those many words, I want to thank you and say God bless you. And I want, Speaker, let's have an MOU and we work together and we will make Vihiga a better place to be in future and now. Thank you.
Hiyo makofi inatosha His Excellency kweli. Asante sana Your Excellency. Can we be seated? Thank you so much.
30,000.
Thank you. Makofi yengine. Hata kama vijana wanachukua uongozi, we still need elders. Sina mna hivyo? And that is what we call wisdom. I just wanted to say, I was looking at the question, the discussion for the second panel. And from His Excellence's speech, he has tackled from the first part of the question up to the end. The issues of governance, the issues of youth in leadership, and everything. And for me, it's like he had seen what the panel was supposed to discuss, because he has covered. Can we give him hearty claps? Thank you much, Your Excellency, for your time. You have been very busy. People don't know. You are a very busy man. And this one you allow me to say. For the first time through his office, we are going to have a great event in our county in the next few days. Allow me to say it. For the first time in the history of this country, we are going to host the Labor Day. To be the first. Can we give him a heart clap? Nikianza kusema hapa vitu mimi wacha ninyamaze. I think we are coming to the end of the program of His Excellency, not our program, but his program, because he has a lot that he needs to attend to. I want us to now move to the photo session, and then we shall allow His Excellency to leave. But on behalf of WASH, I would wish to give WASH an opportunity just to return vote of thanks to His Excellency for making it here before we proceed to go and take photo session at the grounds. Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to make this announcement to the Speaker and your members. I think I have a foundation, or teacher law foundation. So if you approach me, I can also fund some of your programs.
Wow. Sasa mpige makofi vizuri basi. Yeah, that is amazing. We'll approach you on that level and have the conversation and get to see how best we can work together to achieve our vision. On behalf of Vihiga Youth WASH Parliament, I'd like to really thank you, Your Excellency, together with the team that has joined you here. It is a great effort and a sign of honor when you call your leaders and they heed to your call. It is a very great sign of honor. And I'd like to thank you all for giving His Excellency and together with the CEO WASH Alliance ample time to talk to us and to speak to us. So as you're going for the photo session, you're going to all agree, because it's a democratic country. If your sugar levels are still up enough to continue the panel discussion, or should we again come up with such a forum, but now more of a convention or a summit, or ama namna gani bwana? Si tunataka namna hiyo. Na mbona basi ampigi makofi? All right. So you'll allow us know if at all, because the time is far much spent. By this time, you're supposed to be winding up. So it's upon you. We can carry it forward to a later day so that we can come back and continue having the conversation on policy, leadership, and youth involvement. Apart from that, I want to thank Uhai Washwise. He's a youth-led social enterprise which is leading a very great solution in proving that AI can be used to bring solution. And also for Reserva, they've been here. I think some of their members are still here. Our band just wave. Yeah, their team lead Makova was leading or moderating the session we had here before. Then we have TISA, who've supported us for a long time, and we'll continue partnering together with the team here, Right to Food ambassadors and every other aspect. Then we have Vihiga Youth Network, Siaya Youth Network, which is supporting issues to do with policy, governance, and legislation in Vihiga County. I think Dina is back there. Dina, you can wave. Simama ako tu kidogo. All the way from Siaya, she's here. Then, of course, Your Excellency, we had mentioned that we are working with other counties. So at this juncture, let me allow the Kakamega Youth Water Parliament to just step here in 1 minute. Kindly, mngekuwa mshafika. Corazon, Speaker Njomo. Come. Tusipofanya hivi watakosa kutukaribisha Kakamega. Yeah, it's an amazing team that is working in Kakamega. Just a name and we go for it.
All protocol observed, the Governor of Vihiga County. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Kunyobo Corazon. I'm the Deputy Speaker for Kakamega Youth Water Parliament. And I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for inviting us, and it has been an amazing event. And I also want to say thank you to the Governor for gracing this day and also promising better things for Vihiga. I'm even thinking of moving to Vihiga Wash Parliament at this point because I can see you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Your Excellency and all protocols, good afternoon. My name is Norbert Musundi. I'm a member of Kakamega Youth Wash Parliament, and I'm glad to be in Vihiga County today. Thank you.
His Excellency and everyone, good afternoon. My name is Sachin Sonoteko. I'm the Deputy Clerk, Kakamega Youth Water Parliament. We are very excited to be here today, and we will invite you in Kakamega one day. Thank you.
So for those who've not gotten the strategic plan, kindly check on our website, www.vihigayouthwashp.org. You can go through that. So maybe through your guidance, we can now head for the photo session.
Thank you. Now that we are a religious county, and it's by God's grace we've been able to run this day. It's my wish we need to tell God thank you. Isn't also? So, tafadhali tuweke kwenye maombi na an announcement iko. We are going to have Vihiga Youth Extravaganza Come Convention, where we are inviting Wash Parliament and all of us in the month of May, on 30th of May. We'll tell you the venue. You are most welcomed. We'll have this session yenye tumesuspend.
Our Excellency, Dr. Wilbur Otichilo, I want to say, and all protocol observed, I want to say thank you for coming. You were here 9 years ago. Thank you for honoring us to come back and grace such a big occasion, an occasion where life is involved. So I want to thank all of you for coming, and I want all of us to stand for a word of prayer. Our God and our Father, we are so grateful as we prayed before we began this meeting that when it comes to an end successfully, we shall return all glory and honor back to you. Here we are to say thank you so much for being with us from the beginning to the end. Thank you for our governor who has come to grace the occasion. Thank you for all the participants, oh God. Thank you for all the people and all organizations that have supported this cause. Father, we give you all the glory, we give you all the honor. We thank you for you have done it in our lives, and Vihiga shall not be the same again with this kind of organization and involvement and participation to make our lives great and to make our lives healthy. We give you glory, honor, and adoration. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
Tuelekee gavana atatangulia, alafu join gavana.
Naomba tutaenda kwa uwanja pale tupige picha na mheshimiwa gavana. Asanteni sana.
Vipi? Safi safi. Nani bana? Jambo kwa round eh? Safi safi. Safi safi.
Yes, naomba turudi ndani kama unasikia sauti hii. Naomba turudi ndani kwa kikombe angalau cha chai, alafu tuwe tunatamatisha. Naomba turudi ndani. Kama unasikia sauti hii, naomba turudi ndani. Wageni wetu wanapoenda, turudi ndani. Hello.
Like mwisho